People have been asking me, how do you play Cyberpunk 2077 in VR? And so today I'm gonna show you every step on how to get it working. And this works for all VR headsets. Pay attention. First steps first, you want to install Cyberpunk, obviously. And I would also tell you, make sure you start the game up so the game can actually validate all the files and get everything there so that you have no issues later on. Second step is to pull out that credit card because this is a paid mod. Luke Ross is the creator of the Real VR mod for Cyberpunk, and you got to go down to his Patreon and subscribe. It is $10, and obviously you keep it forever. So I would just tell you, pay one time and hope they don't update the game. He has to fix it again. So all you're gonna do here is go here and click the most recent article, and then boom, just open it up, get a zip file, and then you have pretty much the files you need right here. And I would say just go ahead and extract it. Boom, open up again, copy all these files, just copy them. And then we'll go on to the next step. All right, now we got to actually put those files into the right game folder. So to keep it simple, keep it easy, go to Cyberpunk in Steam library, right click the game, go to manage, go to browse local files, and it's going to open up the correct folder where the game is stored. So from here, you go to bin x64, and this is going to be the right folder, and you're going to know that because it's going to say Cyberpunk 2077.exe. So all you're going to do here is go right click, go to paste, and you're going to replace all the files in its destination. Next, and this is very important, and it will not work if you don't do this. Go down to realconfig.bat. I'm going to put the name of the file on screen so you don't get it wrong. realconfig.bat. Double click this, and this is all safe. So go ahead and run. And when you run, it's going to ask you for permission, say yes. And this command box is going to pop up. Once this command box pops up, you're going to want to do, you can honestly delete or keep. Either one works fine. I'm going to delete for this case, just so we get a fresh install. And it's going to go through and install everything you need. And it's going to say at the bottom, all done if everything is right. So press any key to continue. Boom. And now at this point, you're going to need Steam VR open. So I'm going to drag Steam VR to this side. Obviously, I'm using the Magtube Super Light 8K because it's a small headset, very comfortable. This does work with Pimax, works with Quest, works with everything, but you're going to need different rendering in the actual mod itself. And we're going to talk about that. But either way, just make sure Steam VR is open on whatever you're going to be playing on. All right, so now you can just click play on the game. And one thing I do want to mention while this is booting up is that this is a gamepad only VR mod. This does not use VR controllers. You have to have a gamepad. So me, I got my Flydigi controller, and you can use anything else, might work with PlayStation, all that stuff. Now here, you're gonna have the launcher for Cyberpunk pop up, click play. All right guys, we are in Cyberpunk VR. I'm gonna go ahead and recenter real fast. And what's cool is to open the menu for the actual VR stuff, all you gotta do is just hit both of the back buttons on the gamepad or your triggers, and it literally pop up the menu. Then you can use just the D-pad to get around it. But now these settings are going to be different for everybody. Like if you're on a Quest, you're going to do different resolution. If you're on a PSVR 2, different resolution. I'm on a Magtube Super Light 8K. So, and I'm also running a 5090, so my resolution is going to be a little bit higher. But one thing I do want to explain, there are different VR rendering settings. So you have Oculus Meta, OpenXR, and OpenVR. Now, if you're on a Pimax headset, the other two aren't going to work. So you're probably going to do OpenVR, which is legacy. You might get away with OpenXR, but you're going to have to test it out and see. If you're using like Steam Link, or not Steam Link, what's it called? Basically the basic MetaQuest PCVR software, AirLink, there we go. If you're using AirLink, you have to use Oculus/Meta. Virtual desktop, you can get away with Oculus/Meta or OpenXR. Either one is fine, but for me, I'm going to keep it auto because I mean it's working. But other than that, yeah, these are all the settings. If you need to adjust the HUD, come down to the middle right here. You got normal HUD size, distance, aiming HUD, and then you can free the HUD for about 5 seconds, do what you got to do. And then, yeah. And then for the render mode, you can set it to half or 1/3. I got it on 1/3 right now. I always suggest go in and play with these settings, guys. Let's see what works for you. Now, there are videos, and I can do a video on the best settings for a 5090 and even for a 4090. That we can do it like that. But yeah, you start the game up regularly, hit continue, and you basically just go ahead and load it in. Let's see. Let me in the game. Press B to continue, and then boom, we are in the game. We are playing Cyberpunk in VR. Looks absolutely beautiful. Running at high frames on the 5090. You don't need a 5090 to run this, guys. You can run this on a 30 series. You can run it on a 40 series. It all depends on your settings and using DLSS. So make sure you go in, tweak the settings right, because if you don't, it's gonna be very glitchy, very laggy. But on a 5090, it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, pretty much it for the tutorial, guys. If you enjoyed this, if you needed this, if it helps you, let me know in the comments below. This is MartydudeVR. And if you want a settings video for Cyberpunk, for a 5090 or even a 4090, let me know. But remember, this is a dude with a VR headset and a very beautiful game. Holy crap. Peace.